What's up guys, Jordan here. Today we're going to be going through Facebook ads. Literally everything you need to know to get set up, start running them, learn about creatives, targeting, the whole lot. This is the most valuable Facebook ads video I have ever made for my YouTube channel. But before we get into the video, make sure you're subscribed with your notification bell turned on, and let's get started with it. Okay, now first of all, this video is for everyone, whether you're an agency owner running ads on behalf of clients or whether you're a business owner running ads for yourself. This is going to help you create your first ever ad, get yourself set up, learn about targeting, learn about creatives, learn about all the stuff that we use in my personal agency, the Affluent Agency, to generate millions in revenue for our clients all over the world every single year. Now, whatever you're doing right now, I want you to close all your tabs, put your phone away, get your notepad out and write this stuff down because this is a heavy video. There's so much for you to learn and I'm not holding anything back. I'm literally giving you it all in this video. It's pure actionable value, and in fact, we're going to waste no more time. Let's jump straight into the presentation right now. Okay, so we're going to dive straight in with this training, no fluff whatsoever. I want to make sure there is as much actionable, valuable advice as possible in this video. So we're going to cram loads in. I'm going to be talking at 1,000 miles an hour because I do anyway. If I am speaking too fast for you, please do watch me on a different playback speed or watch this video back again because I don't want this to be hours and hours long. So, Facebook advertising. I'm going to start off with some key stats on Facebook advertising. It is without a doubt the most lucrative advertising platform in the world right now. On the right-hand side, this is an example of a Facebook advert from a company called HelloFresh. They are a meal prep company. This is what's called a carousel ad, and what that basically means, it's an ad which has multiple images, and they're trying to get people to enroll into their meal prep. So that's just an example of a Facebook advert right there. Now, 80% of the internet use Facebook. 80% of everybody in the world who uses the internet uses Facebook, which is huge. 93% of marketers, digital marketers, use Facebook as an advertising platform. If you have a business or an agency and you are not advertising on Facebook, you are literally leaving thousands of pounds on the table. There are 1.9 billion people that you can potentially reach through Facebook advertising. Now, the average CPC for Facebook, CPC is cost per click. That's how much it costs for you to get somebody to click and visit your website from an advert. That's 80 cents globally. 80 cents to get one of your potential customers or your client's potential customers to visit their website or your website, right? And the CPM, the cost per reaching 1,000 impressions on global averages, is $5 to reach 1,000 people in a targeted audience, which is absolutely insane. I mean, that can be as low as 20 cents in some places, and it does depend on demand. It depends on country, it depends on the industry. Some industries cost a lot more than others because there's much more demand for advertising in those individual industries. So that's some just key stats on Facebook advertising right here. Now, the other thing you need to understand is how Facebook Ads Manager, Business Manager, all these things that you may have heard before, how this is actually structured. How does the Facebook advertisement platform work before we go onto it? Now, there is a structure, okay? Right at the top, we have the Facebook Business Manager. Then we have Facebook's Ad Manager. Then we have an ad account. Then we have ad campaigns. We have ad sets, and we have ads. We're going to be just running through all of these right now for you so you have an understanding before we go on the actual platform itself, because you need to know what it is you're doing. It's all well and good me saying click here, click here, click here, but if you don't understand why you're clicking there in the first place, this is useless information. So, Business Manager, this is where we're going to create an account first of all. This is where you manage your agency's advertising account. So if you're a marketing agency owner and you are advertising for multiple clients, or you're looking to advertise for multiple clients, everybody has a business manager, but this is basically the management of your agency. This is the umbrella over everything you do within Facebook advertisement. Then we have Ad Manager, and this is the host of your ad accounts and where you manage them. You have an ad account for every single client. So an ad account is essentially where you manage all of your ads for your clients or for your businesses if you have multiple businesses. And you only have one ad account per client because you want to make sure that that stays really, really neat. You don't want to be messing about with multiple clients on one ad account because it can become a logistical nightmare. Trust me, you don't want to do that. Then we have ad campaigns. So this is actually, these last three are all within the ad structure, the ad framework itself. So we have ad campaigns, which is the type of advert you're actually running. So this could be a traffic ad, which is driving traffic from Facebook to a website or an external link. Or we could have engagement adverts, which is an advert going to an image or a video trying to get likes, comments, shares, whatever that may be. We then have the ad set, and that is what audience we're actually targeting with our ad. And then finally, we have the ad itself. So what your ad visually looks like, okay? So just like that HelloFresh example I just showed you. We're going to be running through all of this in this video. So you can imagine why I'm trying to cram this all in for you guys, okay? Now, this is like in an ideal world, this is, well, not an ideal world, but this is how it's all laid out in hierarchy, okay? So we have business manager, ad account, campaign, ad set, and ad, right? But in realistic terms, let's say you're working with 2 clients or you have 2 businesses you're running ads for, this is what it's gonna look like, okay? So we have business manager up the top, we have ad manager, which is the management of our ad accounts. Let's say we have 2 clients, we then have an ad account for client A, ad account for client B, and we have multiple ads running for those clients, okay? With Facebook advertisement, the key is that we want to test as much as humanly possible. We want to test out different visuals. We want to test out different audiences, because what we think will perform well isn't what actually will. We need to use what's called the rule of large numbers, okay? So we need to test out large amounts of ads to large amounts of audiences to make sure that we find that one cream of the crop ad, which is going to make our client or ourselves thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Okay, so inside the ad account, we might have 2 different campaigns. These might be different objectives. One of these might be an engagement campaign. This one might be a traffic campaign. Inside that, we might be testing out 2 different audiences to that traffic campaign. And inside them audiences, we might be testing out 2 different creatives. So what actually ends up as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ads for this one client, depending on the budget, okay? So in a realistic terms, when you've got a busy agency, this is what it's realistically gonna look like when you have a client, because you're gonna have multiple ads running. Of course, there is no set number for how many ads you should be running at one time. It depends on the budget, but this is what the structure is roughly going to look like. Just giving you an idea of the hierarchy of the different platforms that there are on Facebook. So I'm gonna make this visual for you now. I'm gonna show you how to actually set this stuff up and how to create your first advert, running through targeting, running through the actual visuals. We're going to go through everything today. We're going to cram it all in. So let's come off the presentation, and I've got Business Manager open right now. So whether you are a business or an agency owner, you need to go over to business.facebook.com. It's going to bring you through to this website. The first thing you need to do is log in with your private Facebook account. I do not recommend, I get asked this all the time, should you create a separate Facebook account for your business manager or for your advertisement? Short, no, because you will get banned on Facebook. Facebook do not like you having duplicate accounts, so make sure you use your personal account. There's absolutely nothing that could go wrong with this, okay? So make sure you use your personal account. Do not create a fake account, because it will get banned eventually, and that's when you get headaches, okay? Now, once you've done that, you want to click in the top right corner here, create account, and you're going to be asked to create your business manager account. The business name either wants to be your business name or your agency name. Put your name in there. Now, I'm actually logged in on my brother's profile because he's got a brand new fresh account, and it's going to look visually more like it would for you guys. With me, I've had a 2.5-year-old account. There's tons of stuff on there, tens and tens of clients, thousands of ads, and so it's just an absolute mess. I don't want to overwhelm you, so I'm doing this with a completely clean account. So Ollie Plassen, and we've got the business email address. You put your business email address in, click next. Now, I'm not going to do that right now because I cannot. Well, I can, but I don't want to create another ad account because I've already done one. So let's just go next. Is it going to let me? Okay. No, it's not going to let me. Okay, so what would happen then? You click create account, you go next, and you will then be asked to put in your website URL. Now, with the website URL, either paste your agency website or your business website if you have one. If you don't have one, paste your Facebook profile URL. That'll be absolutely fine. Once you've done that, you are literally going to be brought through to the business manager, okay? And it's going to bring you through to, I'll bring up the homepage of the business manager. Let's go on this. It's going to bring you through to this screen, okay? So you have your business manager dashboard, and I'm just going to run you through quickly how to actually set up your business manager for the first time if you have never done this before. Now, you'll notice there are pop-ups everywhere, okay? You can be guided through the process through Facebook. Facebook have built-in training called the Facebook Blueprint. Really, really great training. You can click this button in the bottom left corner here, Help Center. You can go through the guided Facebook process, but I'm going to shortcut it for you, get rid of the fluff. So what you want to do, first of all, is you want to go over to your business settings on the left-hand side. So we have our navigation bar on the left-hand side. This is where we select where we want to go to, and then we have whatever it is that we're working on at the time in the middle here. So let's go over to business settings. This is the settings for your business manager. And there are a few things that you need to do when you're first setting up your account, okay? The first thing you want to do is make sure you are actually added to the account. So you want to make sure that your name is here. You want to make sure that you have admin access. If you need extra people in here, let's say you need team members, this is where you can click add and you can add them in. You can give them employee access or even full admin access. All you need to do is enter their Facebook email address and click next, and it's going to add them in to your business manager. You can have multiple people using your business manager. Let's say you've got somebody running your ads for you, or you have a marketing manager who you need to add in here, or somebody who just wants to oversee this. You've got a business partner or whatever. You can add them in here. We then have partners, so if you're working with a marketing agency or you are partnered up with another marketing agency, you can add another business manager account to partner up with you, and they'll be able to access your business manager. We then have pages. Now this is really important. You need to add a page to your business manager. So if you're an agency owner, add your agency Facebook business page. This is really, really important. So click add and click add a page, okay? That's what you need to do. And if you're a business owner, you need to click add and click add a page. Type in the page and add it to here, okay? You need to have a page associated with your business manager. I'm gonna run through that in a second. We then go on ad accounts. Now, of course, you need to create an ad account. So whether you're an agency owner or whatever, this is where you're going to be creating ad accounts for your clients, or you can create an ad account for yourself if you're running adverts for yourself. So you click add and you're going to click add an ad account. Now, at the moment, we already have an ad account on here, and we're only allowed to have one ad account on here, and I'm going to talk through that in a second. But you want to click add an ad account, and you're going to be able to create your first ad account. If you're working with a client and you want to gain access to their ad account, they're already running ads, then click request access to an ad account, and you'll be able to request access to somebody else's ad account. They'll be able to give you this number here in ID, and you'll be able to paste it into here, and you can then gain access to somebody else's ad account. So you don't always have to create the ad account yourself. If you're working with somebody who's already running ads, you can gain access to theirs. But when you're starting off, you always need to create your own one. So make sure you add an ad account yourself. Right. What else have we got, which is really important for me to show you without going into absolutely everything here? No, right, what we're going to do is we're going to go on business info, okay? Now, this is all the info for your business. Now, when you first start out, you are not going to have a primary page. You will not have this, and instead there will be a button which will say add a primary page. This is basically asking you what is the page, the business page, which is associated with your business manager account. Make sure you select the relevant page here because you need this to be able to start running ads. Now, one other thing to highlight on here, I mean, you can add your address, your website, and all of that stuff, but one main thing to highlight here is the ad creation limit. When you make a new business manager account, you'll be limited to one ad account per business manager account. Now, you may be thinking, okay, I'm an agency owner, Jordan, how am I going to create multiple ones? All you simply need to do is start spending money on your existing ad accounts and actually spend that money, pay that bill, even if it's like $5, and then your limit will be lifted. Facebook are trying to prevent fraud. They don't want people to be able to create 10 ad accounts from the start. So if you have one ad account, spend money on that ad account, pay for it, and your ad creation limit, you'll notice this one will go up to probably about 5, and then it will increase again as you continue to spend money across your accounts. So as simple as that, that is your business manager setup. You can click setup guide if you want to, and you can go through any of the various training here if you need to do anything else. But for the purpose of this video, to start creating ads, that's all you need to do. Now, we need to access, remember the hierarchy, we've got business manager, then we're going to ad manager. If you click the top left corner here, and we have the, essentially, this is just the navigation bar. I don't know why these icons aren't coming up, but they should be loading. I'm not sure why they're not. We want to go over to ads manager. Okay, so this is where we're going to manage all of our ad accounts. So, this is the ad account. We've only got one ad account on here. If you click this drop-down list, though, if you have multiple clients, you'll be able to select between your ad accounts from this drop-down. You can also change the period of the ads you're looking at. And this essentially is where we are able to see all the data we have for our ads at any given time. Now, this is a completely new ad account, so there is no data to look at the moment. But what we can see is, remember, inside the ad account, we have campaigns, we have ad sets, and we have ads. And this is what we're going to go through right now. I'm going to teach you exactly from start to finish how to create an advert for the first time. So, All we need to do is either click this create ad button in the middle or click create in the top left corner. Now you will also notice, remember, from ad account, we have campaigns, we have ad sets, and we have ads, which is what you can see on the screen right now, okay? Ad campaigns, ad sets, and ads. And we're going to go through how you can actually make these ads. Before you are able to make ads, you need to add payment details onto your ad account, okay? Now, I have a full video on YouTube. I'm going to put a link or card, whatever, up, which goes through exactly how you can add payment details on your account, or you can get your clients to do that. It's very, very easy, but it was a full video, so I'm not going to go over that right now. All you simply need to do is click on billing, select the correct ad account. In fact, no, yes, you do. You need to go over to payment settings. They move this stuff all the time. So payment settings on the right-hand side, and we have your payment settings here, okay? Go on the correct ad account, and there should already be payment settings set up for one of these accounts. Here we go. So I've got some payment settings for my PayPal set up on there, okay? All you need to do is click add payment method. We do have a full video on that on YouTube, so make sure you click that card and add your payment details. Really, really easy to do. Okay, Ads Manager. What we're going to do is we're going to create our first ad. To do that, you can either click create ad in the middle, or you can go on the left-hand side. And it's going to first of all bring you to the campaign selection page. This is where we choose what we are trying to achieve out of an advert. What are we actually trying to get out of an advert? Are we trying to get brand awareness? Are we trying to get reach? We want to reach as many people as possible. We want to get traffic, and there's a little prompter here, so read these for every single one. Do we want to drive traffic from Facebook to a website? Do we want engagement, app installs, video views, lead generation, so we can create an actual lead form on Facebook, which will allow us to pull in customers' details straight from Facebook and send that over to a spreadsheet or an email? Do we want messages? Do we want conversions like purchases? Do we want catalog sales, or do we want store traffic? Okay, so you need to work out what it is you're trying to achieve out of an advert before you create it, and this is where you choose what your marketing objective actually is. Now, if you want to create one of these adverts on the right hand side, conversions, catalog sales, or store traffic, you need to have something installed on your website or on your client's website called the Facebook Pixel. The Facebook Pixel is a small piece of code which you install into the header of your client's website, right? Which will enable you to track what people are doing, what your potential customers are actually doing, what website links they're clicking on, what products they're looking at, what products they're purchasing. So to be able to optimize an advert for purchases, Facebook needs to know what a purchase actually is. Now, I'll tell you what I'll do really quickly. Instead of actually creating that ad right now, I'll show you. All we need to do is go over to the dots here, scroll down, and you can go over to Event Manager. Now, to add this Facebook Pixel, it's really, really easy. This piece of code, all you need to do is make sure you are on the correct ad account and click Add New Data Source, Facebook Pixel. You can name the pixel, you can put in the website, click Continue. And we can either install this manually, or we can add the code using a partner integration. If your website or your client's website is made with any of these tools here, okay, so we've got Shopify, we've got Webflow, we've got WordPress, any of those, right? Then Facebook will automatically integrate the pixel for you. If it isn't, and you need to do it manually, click Manually Install the Code. You can either install this code into the header yourself, or click Email Instructions and send this over to the developer for whatever website you are trying to install the pixel on. I would recommend you doing that before you run any adverts, because you want to start collecting data. That's when you're going to be able to retarget. That's when you're going to be able to build much more comprehensive audiences. So back to where we were, creating an ad campaigns. Guys, you can see how much there really is to go on here. So we're selecting what our objective is. Now, in this instance, we're going to use a traffic ad. I'm going to make a dummy ad for this company here. Now, this is a robot Hoover. I've got one of these in my house. They're incredible, by the way. I don't get paid affiliate commissions, but you really need to get one. I'm going to run an ad. I'm going to show you exactly how I would run an ad for this company if I was trying to sell this Hoover today, okay? So this is what we're going to make an ad for. So we haven't got a pixel set up on there yet, so we can't track purchases, but let's say we just want to drive traffic through to their website. We're going to hit traffic, and we need to name this campaign. Now, make sure you name this something you're going to remember. It's really important to stay organized, because once you've got loads of ads, it can get really messy if you don't name them conveniently. So we can do vacuum purchases. And this can be, we can do this. This is going to be a cold audience, so an audience that's never heard of the vacuum before. And we're going to make sure this is a traffic ad, and we're just going to leave it there. Okay, so this is vacuum purchases, cold audience and traffic ad, okay? You can name this really whatever you want. You can do something called a split test, which will allow you to test one campaign versus another campaign, but we're just going to keep this simple for the purpose of this video. And then we need to choose what our budget is going to be. So I would recommend you starting off every ad on a £5 a day budget when you're first starting out. £5 a day, $5 a day is going to give you enough money to test properly. You don't really want to spend too much more than that because you could potentially waste a lot of money on an audience or an ad that doesn't work. £5 or $5 a day is usually the best place to start. Right, click set up ad account. Because for the first time ever, this has never used ad account, so you're going to have to select your country, you're going to have to select your currency and your time zone. Click continue. It's going to take us to the ad set. So as simple as that, we've already done the campaign, right? Now we are on the ad set stage, which if you remember is going through the targeting. So first thing we want to do is name it. So again, this is going to be vacuum purchases. So make sure you remember this. And this is a traffic ad, and this is audience. Let's do homeowners. If we are trying to, you've got to think logically with the targeting. Who are we trying to target? And don't just think, okay, this is people who are looking for vacuums. If I'm trying to sell a vacuum cleaner, right, I can test out an audience going straight to people who are searching for vacuums, but that's going to be a more competitive audience for vacuum companies. The best marketers think outside the box. If I'm trying to reach out to somebody who wants a vacuum cleaner, let's go for people who just own a home. That's a broader audience than people who are searching for vacuums. It's a really big audience. So we want to make sure our traffic is optimized for websites. So we want to get website link clicks, but we could do an app, Messenger, or WhatsApp. We don't want dynamic creative, which essentially is the creative that changes every time. And what we then want to do is skip down to audience here. This is where we select what demographic we're trying to reach out to. So let's edit this. Location-wise, let's do the United Kingdom. We want to do, but in this instance, we're going for homeowners. So from this drop down, we don't want to do everyone in this location. We want to do people who live in this location, okay? We're trying to do homeowners, right? We want, and this could just be people who live in a home. So we still need to narrow this down further. Not everybody in this demographic is going to own a home, but it's going to narrow it down for us. People who live in this location. We don't want to do like people traveling because this is going to be people just passing by. They don't need to buy a vacuum hoover. Okay, so we're going to do the UK for now. Age-wise, 18 to 65. Is an 18-year-old going to be buying a robot vacuum? Are they going to be a homeowner? Probably not. Let's do this 22 to 65. Is somebody who's going to get a robot vacuum be 65 plus? I mean, potentially, if they're an older demographic, they might not want Hoover anymore. So, yeah, let's keep that open, and we can always narrow down the audience later on through optimization. All genders, yes. I mean, men still Hoover too. I know there's some lazy ones watching this, no doubt. And then we want to change the demographics and interests. Now, this is going to be interesting. What have we got? We can search for demographics and interests. So, Facebook pulling data from all places all over the internet, and of course the data that they have themselves. So let's have a look. We've got homeowner, we've got first-time buyer, we have new house. Let's just keep this small though. Now, one key thing that you want to make sure that you do with interest testing is you only use a maximum of like 3 interests. In an ideal world, you use like 1 interest, and I'm actually going to try and narrow this down to 1 interest because those are the best audiences, okay? When you have just 1 interest, you know what's working. Let me paint a picture for you. If I click on all these things right now and I target somebody in all of these interests, then if this advert actually works, I don't actually know what interest worked for me because I have so many different interests. So you need to make sure that you narrow this down as much as possible. And let's have a look at what are the biggest audiences here. I mean, let's have a look at new house. We've got projections here on the right hand side. We're going to do this. Let's do new house. This looks like a good audience. On the right hand side, it gives us a potential reach for this, okay? So we have 2.2 million people in this audience, right? That's 2.2 million people. That's probably a little bit on the high side. You want an audience to be really a minimum of 5, if this is a cold audience, a minimum of 50,000, and if it's e-commerce, it can be in the millions, but if it's a local brick and mortar business, you want it to be maximum of like 500,000. But I mean, this isn't the end of the world. We can still do that, but let's see if we can narrow this down even further, get that number down even more. So new house, can we narrow this down and have that as So just to let you know what I did then, I click narrow audience, and what this will then do is say, look, if they match new house, they must also match this interest as well to come under this category. So homeowner, what was the other one that we had? There was first time buyer. Let's see if we can target first time buyers. 1.3 million, okay? That's going to be a better audience. So basically what this now means is these people are in the UK, 22 to 65, and they have shared that they have a new house on Facebook, and they're also a first-time buyer, okay? So these might be younger people. I mean, this could be anyone of any age, but they're people who've just bought a house. They need to buy a Hoover. This is a really, really great audience for this kind of a product. Now, if we want to, we can save this audience for another time, but we don't need to do that right now. And we then need to look at placements. Now, we can do automatic placements. Placement is essentially where Facebook will show your advert, where on the platform they're going to show it. Now, I would recommend editing placements, and for the majority of times when you're just trying to get sales, I would stick with feed ads, okay? So we have all these different places. We don't have the time to go through all these right now. There's a preview for all of these. We've got Facebook stories, Instagram stories, Facebook own Instagram, so it's really easy to create Instagram adverts. But let's just turn all of these off. This is a sales ad, and we're actually going to do this with a video, and so we're going to turn all these off because the best conversions come from the news feed. But what we're going to do right now, I mean, we could do this on Instagram, but we're just going to do this on the Facebook newsfeed right now because this is what looks the most like an organic post. This looks like a normal post. This doesn't look like an advert, apart from that little bit of sponsored text at the top. So now, actually, our reach has gone right down to 200,000 people, which is still a good audience size because we're going to be doing this on a low budget, £5. So that's absolutely fine. We have estimated daily results, 730 to 2,100 people that we could be reaching per day. And we could also be getting 5 to 23 link clicks per day. That is on the basis of the £5 per day budget that we've set. So that's 700, that's like what, an average of 1.2k people per day who are first time buyers and they've shared that they have a new house, right? Who are going to be seeing this advert. And an average of 5 to 23 people who are going to be clicking to visit this website every day. You can imagine how much money this company could make. So that's the interest, that's the placements done, and now we need to make sure this is optimized for link clicks, and that's everything else. You don't need to touch anything else. Right, we're going to click continue. So that's the ad set done, okay? Now again, with the audience, you want to think outside the box. Don't just do the obvious. If you're trying to sell pens, don't do an interest pens. You want to make sure that you think about maybe the people that are using them pens. Are they people that are working in business? Are they creative people, okay? You want to think outside the box with your targeting, because all of the main companies, or not all of the masses, are going to be using really simple, glaringly obvious targeting. Now, the most successful marketers are the ones that think outside the box, like the homeowners, okay? We could just target people who are searching for vacuums, right? But homeowners or new homeowners is going to be even better. Right, we're now on the ad side. So this is when we actually make the advert creative itself. Okay, so this is what the ad visually looks like. Again, we want to name it. So this was, what did we call that? It was vacuum sales, I think. Vacuum purchases. And we could call this audience, I mean, with the ad, I forgot to name that ad set, okay, but, oh, no, we did homeowners. So now we've got the ad, and we could do purchases, and we could do homeowners, and we're going to do a video. So we're going to do testimonial video. Okay, that would be nice. Let's do a testimonial of the video of the actual Hoover itself. I've got one of these vacuums, so I've already got a little clip that we can use, but I'm going to show you how you can create adverts for your clients or for your own business. Really, really easy video adverts or image. I mean, video probably performs a little bit better on these kind of products because you want to show how the product actually works. Now, you want to make sure that the correct Facebook page is selected. You also want to add Instagram if your Instagram is connected, if you're going to be running this on Instagram. We then have the option to either create a new ad, use an existing post, or use a mock-up, okay? Now, we're going to close that for now. We want to create a new ad in this instance, but you could use an existing post from the page already. You could turn an existing Facebook post into an advert, but we're going to create a new one. We then have the option of a carousel ad, which is what we saw with HelloFresh. It's multiple images of or videos, a single image or video, or a collection ad. If we have a product catalog imported onto here, like a Facebook pixel, then we would actually be able to create a collection ad. But we're going to do a single image or a video. Now, this format changes every single time depending on what campaign objective you're selecting. We're now doing traffic, so we have these three options. So we're going to do single image or video. We're going to choose the media, and we're then going to go through the text and all of that stuff. So the first thing we need is, what actually are we going to use? What media are we going to use for this advert? What kind of things do you need to look out for? And I highly recommend, there's a tool that I use when if I'm creating videos for my client, or if the team are creating videos for our clients. This is a really, really great tool for you to use. It's a website called InVideo.io. Now, they have kindly sponsored this video. Now, I've worked with InVideo way before, and we reached out to them and said, hey, we're going to be creating a video. We're going to mention you. It'd be great if you can sponsor us. And it's a really, really great tool. I'm going to really quickly run you through how you can use this if you want to create really powerful videos for your clients, for your adverts, or for your own business, okay? Now, go over to InVideo.io. In fact, click the link in this description. You'll be able to sign up, and you'll get a free account if you click the link in the description. And you'll be brought to this page, okay? We get prompted on what kind of a video we want to make. So you can literally paste an article link and it'll create a video straight from that article. You can paste a URL, it'll create a video straight from that URL. There's pre-made templates, logo reveals, media first videos, blank canvas. Have a play around with this. It's very, very powerful AI built software. Now we're going to use pre-made templates, so we're going to click that there, and it's going to bring us through to the template selection page. Now I'm going to work you through this page. Right, the image is loaded. My internet's playing up today. But we can search right at the top here for all the different templates. There's thousands of templates on the website. We can search for offers, we can search for business related templates, whatever we want to search for, we can use that, and there's a ton of keywords which are going to bring up all the different type of templates that we want to use. We can also then select what size video we want to make. So is it a Facebook story? Is it a Facebook news feed? And it'll make sure that the templates come up are already optimized for the media that we are trying to create. So let's just go through a few of these, and yeah, we can see what they've got. So if you hover over any of them, it'll bring up a preview. Let's just go on this tech intro and press play. So we've got some music playing. I don't know if you can hear that. Fully customizable. We can change any of this stuff. And we can got a wide version, vertical version, square version. We've got, what's this? Stylish shades ad. And all of the media on here, this is something really important to highlight. All of the media on InVideo comes from their inbuilt media library. They have millions and millions of videos and images which are taken from premium stock websites like Shutterstock, which you can use for free included in an InVideo account, that's ridiculous, because I've spent hundreds and hundreds of pounds in the past on royalty-free video images for things like B-roll, and you get access to all of that with an InVideo account. So yeah, I'd recommend you playing around with these templates. There's so much, way too much for me to go through right now. We need to create this Hoover ad. But if you do want to create an InVideo account, click link in the description. There is actually a promo code, Jordan25, I think it is. There is going to be in the description. Jordan25, you get 25% off if you want to upgrade to a premium InVideo account. So make sure you use that. And if you get stuck on anything, there is 24-hour support on the InVideo website via the live chat, and there's a Facebook group as well, a Facebook community, where you can talk to other people who are making videos on the platform. Right, back to the task at hand, the vacuum ad. I want to make a testimonial of some sort, I think. So let's do that. Let's search for a testimonial and see what we can find. Do we want any of these? What have we got? Let's go on view all. In fact, actually, what's this? I like this. That's clean. Let's go on this. Okay. Nice. I like it. Let's do a square one, because we're going to make this a Facebook ad. If it's square, it's going to take up more room on the Facebook newsfeed. And all we need to do is click use this template. Okay, so we can preview this first of all if we want to in the bottom corner here. And we're going to see it's lagging. I mean, it's lagging because the internet's being so slow. This would be smooth. We can have a look at the finished version shortly. Click edit scene again. So this is essentially where we edit the entire advert, okay? So we can do things really simply like drag and drop. So we can just select this text. Now you should really be on Google Chrome to use this, but I'm on Safari at the minute. We can select this text and we can change this. So this could be, for example, this Hoover or vacuum, depending on where you're from, is incredible. I'll never go back to a conventional one again. So much time saved. Okay, if you're using testimonials, make sure they're legit. Okay, make sure they're real customers. You don't want to be caught out using fake testimonials. Okay, we're going to move them stars back up. If we want to change this, we don't want this image or video here. We want to upload our own. Okay, so I have something from this vacuum itself. Click on upload over on the left-hand side here. Okay, so here we can add in media, we can add in music, text, stickers. It's all drag and drop. We have uploads. I've actually uploaded this earlier on side because I didn't want to be doing it whilst we're on this video. Dragged it onto here. Click replace. And here we have the video. It's going to be low resolution on here because it's just previewing on the actual desktop. This would actually normally be high resolution. And then we have a logo up in the corner here on this template. So let's delete that and let's actually put the company's real logo. And we want to add this as a layer this time because it's going to go on top. Where are you? Okay, let's make this smaller. We can drag this in this corner here, okay? It's as simple as that. Like, that is literally an advert done. So what we could also do, I'm just going to show you some of the stuff. We could add, for example, stickers. We can go on CTA. We could add a call to action. So if you're creating like a Instagram story ad, you could drag and drop a swipe up on here, for example. You could add more text. You can move things around. You can change this image. It really is. So look, we've got image edit on the right-hand side. We can crop the image. We can resize it. You can change the animations, okay? This really is such a powerful tool for a web-based tool, and I think even the premium version is so incredibly cheap. It's like $20 per month, which is ridiculously cheap, or $120 on the yearly package. So I would recommend you using this if you're working with any kind of e-commerce business. Click link in the description, you'll be able to. Now, what's really good, what I really liked about this when I started using it is this bottom right-hand corner here, we have like a button which is essentially saying, is this video good? Does this follow good standards? And this is an AI-based button which is going to analyze this video and tell us, okay, is everything good? Can you see the text well? Is it in the right place? And it will suggest changes to us if it thinks that we should change stuff. So let's just see if it actually does anything. Okay, here we go, look. It's saying basically this text is on a white wall, so it's not contrasting very well. We click resolve, and it's added a background for us to that text because it said, hey, look, that's not as readable, and now it's made it more readable for us. Now to save this, all we need to do is click preview and export. Click export video. And there you go, you can see this video. See, that's actually the Hoover in my house. That's my book, by the way, the 15-Minute Agency. If you want a copy of that, click link in the description, you can get a free copy. But yeah, that's my book. So that's the video, and we'll be able to export that onto our hard drive. I've already saved one in true Jamie Oliver fashion. Here's one I made earlier. So we're going to upload that in a second. One final thing I want to say about InVideo, which is really, really powerful. If you go over to the top right corner when you've got an account and click brand presets, if you're making these for your own business, you can set presets for your brand. So what fonts do you use? What text colors do you use? What highlight color, background color, all of these defaults. So when you create new adverts for yourself, it's going to automatically use this data every single time to make sure you don't have to mess around with changing stuff all the time. So that is InVideo, incredibly powerful. I would recommend you using this if you're creating any kind of video adverts. Click link in the description. Thank you so much InVideo for sponsoring this video and for making it possible to make this advert, which we're now going to make. So we're going back onto Facebook, and we want to click add media, go add video, and we're going to upload this video right now. So we're going to click the upload button. We're going to click download, and we're going to that's the video. Sorry, I can't get my words out. And we're now going to upload this video, okay? So it's now uploading. Now, ignore the fact that this is for my brother's website, which is bespoke landing pages, but we have this advert here. I mean, look at this. We literally just created that, like, from a template in 2 minutes. It looks so good, right? You got the logo, it's professional, you got it, it's so good, okay? Now, we need to write the actual copy itself, okay? We need to write something which is going to make people want to buy this product. So, first thing I want to do is change the primary text. So, I always say there's a structure to follow. So, I'm going to write something for this, and then I'll tell you. So, right, what could we do? What could we do? Here we go. Never vacuum your home again. Right? Okay? So this is what we call an attention grabber, okay? Right at the top here, I'm going to add an emoji as well. Is there a vacuum emoji? Right, never vacuum your home again. Get a robot to do it for you. No, seriously. We're creating some personality here. it's 2020. Okay, introducing the Roborock S5. I think that's what it's called. Save time without compromising on cleaning quality. Okay, simple ad copy. Some people really overcomplicate this stuff, right? You don't need to overcomplicate this at all, okay? We can look at the preview here, so we can look at desktop. This is what it will look like. This really is simple. And the key here is with copy is I always say that copy should have a number of things. It should have an attention grabber, which is right at the top. So we've got, when we're scrolling through a newsfeed, we've got like 2 seconds to get someone's attention. So never vacuum your home again is going to get somebody's attention. We then have the what, so get a robot to do it for you. We have a why, like no seriously, it's 2020. Like really, you don't need to do it yourself. And then we have the actual call to action or curiosity. If you can create some scarcity, that's great. So if there's like a limited time offer, brilliant, put that in here. We don't really have a limited time offer. We're selling a robot Hoover, so we're just going to put in the call to action, introducing the Robo S5, save time without compromising on clean quality. So there is that curiosity factor there as well. It's like we're saving time without compromising on cleaning quality. We then need to add in a headline. Okay, so let's have a look. I don't know. Let's put. You could do join the robot vacuum revolution. Okay, and this is going to change this text at the bottom here. It should. Let's just change that. I need a website URL first. Okay, so we then can put description in. So the first thing we're going to do is actually put the website URL in. So let's take the product, paste in the URL in this box here. It's going to change the preview altogether. Here we go. Join the robot vacuum revolution. Description, it could be free international shipping, for example. Okay, whatever that may be. Your description, you want it to be like some kind of like something to lure people in, okay? Or some little bit of information or like terms and conditions or anything like that. But this headline wants to grab attention as well. So join the robot vacuum revolution, okay? We then have a call to action, which is the button here. So this is learn more. You could have this as a shop now, but let's do learn more because we want to intrigue people. Like never vacuum again. Let's intrigue people. This is interesting, okay? Join the robot vacuum revolution is relevant because we have the testimonial here. So we're like joining Deborah on this robot vacuum revolution. Deborah never has to hoover again. And we literally now have an advert. So we can click this button here. We can preview it on our device if we want to. If you click that button, it will send you a notification on your mobile phone and you'll be actually able to preview what that advert looks like. You can preview this. If you were doing other placements as well, you'd be able to preview the advert on all these other placements to make sure it looks good. The other thing we can do is we have a Facebook pixel set up. So all we need to do is tick that box there and set up the pixel, okay? We just need to make sure that the right pixel is associated with the right ad account, and we'll then be able to track if people are actually purchasing, but we don't have a pixel set up on this advert. So we then click confirm, and this is literally the advert done. I haven't ever made an ad on this ad account, so I don't know if it's going to let us. Okay, we need to set up the payment details. So I'm going to set up the payment details really quick, and then I will... I'll show you what we can do next. Okay, so this ad is now published, right? The ad is completely published. I'm actually going to turn it off because I don't want to be... My brother isn't going to be happy if he sees me running vacuum ads on his landing page business. So we're not going to do that. But if we want to, we can now look at each different stage of the ad, okay? So we can look at the fact that here's the campaign. And we can see the breakdown that we then have the ad set inside. And we then have the actual ad itself. So we can edit any of these things. So we can go on the actual... Even we can do it from the campaign page if we want to. We can edit the campaign. We've got editing options here. We can edit the actual targeting. So we've got all the targeting options here. And we can edit the actual ad itself. Okay, all from here. Now, this is also the place we're going to look at all of the data. This is where we're going to learn about this advert and whether it's performing well. I always recommend running an advert for a minimum of 3 days before you optimize it. Make sure you let an ad run for 3 days because it needs 3 days to fully optimize itself. If an ad isn't getting link clicks or purchases at a profitable level for you in 3 days, then you can turn it off or you can test out something else. Do not turn off an advert in less than 3 days because it hasn't had enough time to optimize, and you may be cutting it out before it effectively works online. It could work on the 3rd day and you've turned it off beforehand. So always run it for 3 days. I recommend starting off on the £5 budget. Now we can look at data so we can see like how many link clicks we've got, how many costs per link click, how many people we've reached, how many impressions we've had, how much we've actually spent, the frequency, which is like how many times someone has seen the ad. We can even customize these columns. So you can click customize, we can click customize columns here, and we can get up a whole other bunch of data as well. So if we want to, we can add purchases in here. So if we've got pixel set up, we can look at the purchases, we can look at the ROAS, which is the return on ad spend. This is where we can look at all of the data around this account, right? One final thing I'm going to go on before I go back onto my face, because we've gone through a lot, is on the account overview on the left-hand side here. This is where you will be able to see a summary at any time, in any time period. You can change the time period up the top of what kind of results you're getting, how many people you've reached, what the ad spend is, the impressions, the web purchases. This is the same data as was on the ad account, but it's summarizing it nicer for us. We can look at things like the age and gender. We can look at when people are engaging. We can look at where from. We can start learning about this data, and we can then optimize our ads accordingly. So guys, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to round up this part of the video, and I'm going to take this back over onto myself with the camera. See you in a sec. Whew. Okay. That was a lot of information to go through, okay? I'm knackered. That's a lot of stuff, a lot of talking. There's so much for you to learn. I'm sure you've got tons and tons of notes. And this really is just gonna get you started. This is gonna get you on your way. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please share this with somebody else who needs to learn this stuff, who wants to start running Facebook ads. If you're not running ads at the moment for your own agency or for your clients, you're leaving thousands and thousands of pounds on the table. Now, really quickly, I just wanna talk, I know I haven't spoke too much about strategy in this video because it's impossible for me to make one YouTube video about how to get results for any kind of business. But the best advice I would give you when you're trying to think of strategy is look at, first of all, what competitors are doing. So when you're looking at what you should do for yourself, look at what your biggest competitors are doing, or your client's biggest competitors, and look at what's working for them. And secondly, look at getting the low-hanging fruit first. What problems do you have within your business that you want to solve? What are the easier problems to solve? And get them on the go first, get the ad account profitable, and then you can start running riskier ads, more testing, more audiences, all of that stuff. So get the low-hanging fruit first and compare yourself to your competitors and look at what they're doing. Go on their Facebook page, click page transparency. You'll be able to see exactly what ads any business are running across the world. Now I'm gonna round this video up because it's a long one, but I just wanna finish on this note. I'm of course the owner of the Affluent Academy as well, which is the world's most comprehensive agency training program. Over 100 lessons, fully comprehensive, going into everything you need to build a wildly profitable digital marketing agency. Not only that though, we have 5 complete modules on delivery, on Facebook and Instagram advertisements, and not just how to do this stuff yourself, but literally the copy and paste strategies that I have used for my personal agency in our personal business to generate millions for companies in revenue all over the world. Individual niches, copy and paste ad strategies which you can use. There's a link in the description. I invite you to have a look. We're actually giving away a free module at the minute. It's a full mindset training. It's incredible, and so many people are enrolling and jumping into this. You might actually be watching this video and that free module not be available anymore. Apologies if that is the case. Don't message us and ask for it, because we're obviously taking it down because that is a limited time offer. So click the link. If the free module is available, incredible. If not, enroll into the academy. It's never going to be cheaper than it is right now. It is literally the most comprehensive digital marketing training program in the entire world. End of the video. Enough talking from me. I hope you have enjoyed this. Hope you've got tons and tons of value. Please do comment down below with your favorite thing, anything you think we've missed, any hints and tips for other people. This is a community. I want us to thrive and share things together. Make sure you share this. Make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you have your notification bell on, and I'll see you again next week. See you later, guys.